Your knees cracking and shit.
If your knees don't quack at quack.
Hello?
If your knees channel, if you're new, my name is Ty and I go by Ty's Typing. If you're not new, welcome back, and then you know that today is my birthday. And celebratory, exactly. And Morgan actually texted me and she was like, you know what you should do for a video? And I was like, what? She was like, you should do 25 things I learned at 25. So I thought, since I just turned 26 today, which is mind-boggling to me, I was like, you know what, I think I should do like a video of what, like 25 things I've learned at 25 that I think I would love to share with you guys, because of course you guys are family, you guys are friends, and I want to tell you guys more about my life, not everything. If you guys want to know what 25 things I learned at 25, please make sure to keep on watching. And before you guys keep on watching, for my birthday, the only thing I would really want, not even joking, is for you guys to subscribe to my channel, especially if it's your first time. It's like, look, it's my birthday, it's free, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, share it, and yeah, just keep on watching, and comment down below too, like what's some things you learned as you made your milestone, whether if it's 25, 50, 18, whatever may have you or whatever. So if you guys want to see the 25 things that I learned at 25, then keep on watching. I think my phone is charged. I got my drink right here. And I'm in Vegas, so I'm actually vlogging some stuff so you guys will see in my next video. But I'm in Vegas for my birthday, and this is Janice's first time in Vegas. I'll say how did it. 25 was a trying year. Like, I thought people were lying, but 25 is like, let me tell y'all, prepare, get a seatbelt. So first thing was patience. I am very impatient. I was very impatient, so I feel like at 25 I learned the like true importance of like having patience when it comes to like something as simple as waiting in line at the grocery store and like waiting for a new job opportunity. So I feel like at 25 it was the peak of my adulthood to be like, look, like I know I want something, I know the universe and God will make it happen, but at the same time I have to keep grinding and doing what I'm doing right now to make it possible. So I feel like when I was like 18, I was very impatient. I didn't want to wait for anything and stuff like that, and it's okay. And I just was like, well, one thing my mom said is that our generation is like microwave generation, to where we want everything to happen right now. So I feel like at 25 I learned that patience is very key to live a peaceful life, because if you're impatient, you're just going to stress yourself out even more, honestly, truly. And self-worth. So I feel like at 25 I learned that my self-worth is like greater than beyond measures, and of course I'm gonna keep learning as I grow when I'm like 26, 27, 66, whatever and stuff like that. But I feel like self-worth is like extremely important to know that like you're more valuable than what you give yourself credit for. So if anybody ever is struggling to be like, you know, like I don't think I'm worth that much or anything like that, like how I was going through, like this year was like when I realized like my talents and like how much I can offer. I really got into self-care when it comes to like skincare and like mental health and stuff like that, and I'm gonna touch on it a bit more. But I feel like self-care is truly important, especially when you want to keep a balanced life. So definitely take care of yourself first. That was my main thing I learned for 25, is that I have to take care of myself first, especially if I want to take care of anybody else. And then friendship. So I'm trying not to get too emotional, but I feel like, and I'm gonna tie this into vulnerability, but like I feel like 25 I was when I broke the shell being vulnerable, because I used to close myself out to be like the strong friend and feel like I couldn't express myself. But I feel like 25 I learned how strong my friendships are, from like friends who are living on the West Coast, friends who are in different paths on their lives and stuff like that, to where I know that I can talk to them regardless of what's going on with me, because I felt like I always have to be that strong person to listen to my friends. And it's not anything that like they did, it was mostly me. So I feel like at 25 you realize that you really meet your truest friends. So value your friendships, okay? I started to fall in love with myself. I feel like a lot of things happened that I thought were negative, to where it was removing things out of my life for me to really get to know myself and get to really figure out what does Ty like and what do I want to do with my life. So I feel like 25 was the year of me really truly falling in love with myself, to where I learned so much that I didn't even know. Constructive criticism, one thing that my friends know is that I'm very sensitive, but I realized that there's a true difference with people like trying to put you down and people who are trying to give you constructive criticism. So I learned how to take constructive criticism, because I can't speak, constructive criticism, and learn how to, like, you don't always have to like take it and run with it, but like take it, see where people are coming from, their perspective, and like apply it to whatever habit you have. So I feel like constructive criticism is something that we don't talk about a lot, and that we need to understand, like, it's not anybody hating, it's literally somebody just saying, like, look, I can see something that you can't see, and you gotta fix that. Work-life balance. Whew. A year ago today on my birthday, I literally was at a 180. Like, I was not happy. I didn't know how to like go to work and stop. I didn't know how to balance my life. So I feel like at 25, I learned the importance of having like a career, multiple sources of income, and learning how to balance like my personal and family life and things like that. Because that's the thing, I feel like we all feel like we gotta run, but we have to know when to like take a break and just be like, look, work is done, let me take care of myself, let me debrief, let me take a bubble bath, let me get me some water, let me do something, like, and just, it's not work no more. So that's something that I learned that I think is truly valuable for anybody in their adult life. Mental health. One thing I noticed last year, not even like with me being 25, is that a lot of us started to talk about depression and mental health. And like, I feel like we all, like, what I love that, like, sounds kind of like toxic, but what I love is that while I was going through that, people was expressing that, so it allowed me to open up to talk about it more, which goes into vulnerability again, is that I was able to express that mental health is important. Like, if I'm not feeling good at work, if I'm not feeling good with relationships and stuff like that, I need to address that, because it takes a huge toll on your mindset, and then you fall into depression. I'm not a psychologist, but like, I understand like the importance of really clearing your mind and really having those people in your corner to talk to. And also the importance of, like, if you're really going through something, seek a therapist or seek somebody who is in that profession, because it is very vital to our well-being. So I really encourage that. I actually got to get another therapist because I switched jobs, but mental health is important. Invest in a therapist. Building a greater relationship with God. So I am a spiritual person, I am a Christian, I'm Baptist, but I really understand that for me, this isn't whatever you believe in, but like for me personally, that I was really at the bottom of the bottom at 25, like in all my years, to where I felt very down. And I felt like I had to be there because I started to really start having conversations with God and like my spiritual connections and things like that. So I feel like this was my awakening of my spirituality, my awakening of building a relationship with God. And I'm not saying that it happens at 25, it happens whenever, but for me at 25, I realized that I need to build a relationship, not even only on the negative, but on the positive too. Just to like have a conversation, be thankful, and just give thanks. I traveled a lot at 25, and I traveled a lot. I went to Coachella for my birthday, went to LA, went to Oakland for my sister's birthday, went to Jamaica, went to Philly a couple of times. And I really encourage everybody to travel. It doesn't have to be international, but travel. Like, even if you go outside somewhere for, like, out of your city for an hour, go somewhere you've never been before, because like a change of scenery really changes the perspective of your mind. Like, and I really get that, and really take time off. Like, I feel like my favorite trip is between either Jamaica or Coachella, because it's like I took the time to really like enjoy my friends and enjoy that space to be like, look, I'm happy, I'm having fun with my friends, relaxing. So even if you like can't go like driving or flying, get a hotel in an area where you live at where you've never been before, explore some new food places, turn your phone off, put your do not disturb on, tell your friend like, look, I'm fine, I just want to take some time for myself. But I really feel like travel and like self-care, that goes into self-care too, is really important, and that we all need to take advantage of that. It doesn't have to be every month, it doesn't have to be every quarter, but like, just, you need time for yourself. It's not being selfish, it's being selfless. So do that. So finance, like taking care of your credit, making sure that your bills are taken care of, making sure that you have a nice amount of savings, not even just to like do leisure stuff, but like one little takeaway is that I was saving and saving and saving, and like I remember something, I think my tire popped and I called, but I wasn't stressed because I could pull that money from it and do that and take care of it and just apply what I took out for my next check. I feel like a lot of times is that our generation doesn't realize that like saving doesn't mean saving for like leisure. It means saving for like the future and stuff like that. We don't know what's gonna happen. You can pop a tire, you know, you can have like an expense while you're out to travel to where you didn't like expect it and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that like you're ready, even like no matter how like triple checked you are, you never know. I'm probably gonna do something with Raven and Janice because they're really good with finance too, where I want to talk about more into it. But it's just really investing into like your lifestyle and understanding like things that you need. Like I feel like credit cards is like either like you understand it or you're like scared of it, but I feel like if you have the proper bank and the proper type of like limit, you're fine. But that's another story for another video. So if y'all want a video for that, let me know. Adulthood. I don't know why I put this, but I feel like adulthood kicks in at 25 for me. And what's crazy is that all my friends, because I'm not the youngest, but a lot of my friends who hit 25, like they were preparing me for it. But it's just like our quarter century crisis. Like you just hit 25 and you're like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I in the space that I'm supposed to be in? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Like you look back to when you were like 15, 16, 17, 18, you're like, oh, I was doing X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, you reevaluate your life to ask like, am I where I want to be at, or like am I doing what I love to do? And it's just like, not saying like you're supposed to find your passion at 25, but like it was like a weird transition because it's like you're questioning yourself, and it also sparks this like ignite of like motivation to want more. Like I feel like 25 was like, dang, like I'm an adult. Like I have my own place, I have a job, I have X, Y, and Z, I have friends with different elements in their lives. Like it's crazy. So I feel like for me personally, my adulthood, or like my entry into adulthood, triggered end at 25. Working on bad habits. So I feel like at 25, like you get to the point where it's like you can't say anymore like this is how I am. Like for example, for me, I'm very sensitive, and one thing I had to learn to take things so literal. Like one thing I love about me being in tune into my feelings is that I consider other people's feelings, but at the same time I need to understand, like pivoting back to when I say constructive criticism, is that if one of my friends give me some constructive criticism, it's not them trying to down me, it's like them trying to construct me to build me up. So I feel like that was a bad habit I had to work on. Also my attitude, like I don't have a terrible attitude, but I know like literally like me and Janice had a conversation at brunch, like to where it's like when I get into moments when I'm upset, I like have to learn to be like, look, like I'm sorry that I'm feeling like this, and it's like causing like a negative effect to like our conversation, our relationship right now, but give me a minute. I feel like we have to like, not even just at 25, but like, and I'm sure you guys seen these posts go around because I've seen them before and I reposted it, but it's just like we cannot just say like this is how we are. There's some toxic bad habits that we have to address. You shouldn't change who you are, but if there's some habits that like push away people out your life or like make people be hesitant to even have conversations with you, I feel like you need to address it. And I think that's like really going into like my next, which is a good point, is accountability. Like I feel like at 25 I learned to have accountability for not only like my actions, but like the choices that I make in my life. So with me, I learned that like I have to be accountable for not only my own actions, but the choices I make in life, because there's always a cause and effect. Not saying that the cause and effect is not always going to be negative and negative, or positive or negative and positive, or vice versa, but just to be accountable for your decisions and stick to them. Being single. So, okay, so 3 years I've been single, and for me, it took me a minute because even though 2 of my closest friends are in relationships, my sister is married, you have to come into the realization that you're gonna have times in your like personal relationships where you are the single friend. Things will hit you to where you're like, especially at 25, you're like, I'm not dating, like nobody's consistent, nobody is really like messing with me like that. You can fall in love at 19, you can fall in love at 25, you can find your soulmate at 55. You literally like have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. And like I really remember having a conversation with all of my friends, Janice, Raven, Anya, Kiera, even my mom and Jasmine, like to say like, look, like I realized this is the space I need to be in to love myself, because learning self-love before getting into a relationship is really good, and it's really okay to be single. Inner peace, having peace with yourself, like you have to find that peace, whether if it's being in a silent room, whether if it's writing. 25, I learned what my peace was, and I feel like that's when I learned that YouTube is my peace. I love talking to y'all. Like I feel like, first of all, I talk a lot, which is why it takes me a long time to edit. Like you gotta find your outlets. So I feel like whatever your outlet is, making peace, whether if it's your family, whether if it's writing, whether if it's singing, whatever, you have to find your inner peace in your safe space. So I encourage you guys to find that before y'all old as dirt like me. Consistency. Consistency is a big part of something that I learned, because in order for you guys to even want to follow me or want to keep up my journey, that I have to be consistent. Because it's like, even in relationships, like if I'm not consistently building and talking to my friends, not every single day, because it's not the same type of energy I need for YouTube, but if I'm not building on that, then what's the point? 25 taught me that the importance of consistency would build something that you never thought could have happened for yourself. Whatever you're doing in life, whether if it's going to school, starting a new job, being an entrepreneur, whatever, like be consistent, because you never know where that can take you, and you won't know unless you're consistent with it. Healthy eating and fitness. This is a two-part one. So I feel like 25 was when I was like, look, I'm getting older, I can't be eating the same stuff I used to eat anymore. And I feel like that was the kick for me to like really get into fitness. Confidence. So I feel like confidence, I've been very like, I've always had like a low confidence. And the crazy thing is like people feel like it has to be like your family pushing you or stuff like that. Like, cause my family has never told me like I wasn't beautiful and stuff like that. But if you don't feel that in yourself, you're not gonna feel it, because like that's the thing, is that like my mom, my dad, my whole family would tell me like, I love your skin, I love your height, I think you're so beautiful. But if I don't feel that, then I'm not gonna accept that. So I feel like at 25, I really got into my confidence. I love my flaws and stuff like that. So there are things that I'm still self-conscious about, mildly, but this is not something that's gonna happen at 25, but for me it happened. But I really pray and believe and hope that you guys tap into that. Like it will change your life, and you gotta tap into it. It happens on your own terms, but for me it happened at 25, but it'll happen when it happens. Accepting lows and highs, like one thing is that like I used to get really down when I was at my lowest. Like I used to get really down and beat myself up to that, but I have to realize that like you're not gonna always be bouncing every time in your life. Like, and you're not gonna always be at your lowest. Like I'm at a very happy space, but I'm okay with knowing that there's gonna be certain moments to where I'm gonna be down. But I don't have to always be down. Like it's just life. So I realized that in life you're gonna have lows and highs. And last, but certainly not least, I'm never gonna give up on myself. So I used to like not be in my own corner, but now I'm in my corner, I'm in my bag, and I'm never giving up on myself. Even at my lows, even my highs, even when like my insecurities tap in, I'm gonna always not give up on myself. Whether if it's my career, my friendships, my family, whatever, I'm not gonna give up. So those are the 25 things that I learned at 25. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took some things away from it. Let me know what things that you guys learned at 25. And yeah, so like I said before, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Please like it, please share it. That is my birthday wish, is that you guys should subscribe and like. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in my next video. Bye guys.